GlakoBlako here, checking out a game called Castle of Alchemists. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Castle of Alchemists, a safe haven for scholars, engineers, philosophers, and people of science shunned by their society. Nigh impenetrable, it protects its inhabitants from outside forces, but this attack came from within. Unknown invaders swarmed the portals within the castle before we could act, triggering the castle's defensive mechanisms and trapping us all together. As Legio Ferrata, army of the castle, we responded swiftly. However, we lost contact with anyone inside the castle. Locate and retrieve our most valuable asset, Bellatar D. Alchema, first of his kind, an alchemically enhanced soldier of the Legion. His mutation cycle is not yet complete. However, we have no choice but to awaken him, for he is our only hope to retake the castle. Alright, so you're this mutated fellow that was in the test tube there in the back. Or like a hyperbolic chamber where you were suspended and being mutated. You've got a ranged weapon, and you've got a hammer. Those are the two weapons you start out with. The controls are just your basic WASD to roll over this area or do a little jump. You've got this kind of grapple hook that will pull you across. You don't have to engage it really, it just kind of activates. I'm not really sure what they were trying to say here. You jump over this one. A little quick tutorial before you jump into the game. So far, and this may change over time, but the melee weapons seem to be a lot more powerful. You're going to take more damage because you're up close, but you're also going to kill them faster with the hammer. It also seems better for crowd control, because you can lure them into a little spot and whack them all at once. A little bit harder to do that with the ranged weapon. Commander, we need to defend this position to secure our retreat to the base. No more than 15 of enemies should pass this position. So when you start out, you've got spike traps, and then you've got barricades. It's really up to you how you want to set it up. It's very similar to Orcs Must Die, kind of a tower defense style game, where you face waves of enemies. The music's pretty good in the game. I think it really adds to the intensity. Gets your heart pumping and easy to get into the game. We put this catapult here on this pillar. Not all levels will have this sort of thing, but this one happened to have that. This first round, I didn't really know what I was doing, so I just kind of started laying traps in the path. We do alright though. We defeat the enemies. Very easy level. Flawless victory. Flawless victory. Then you get loot, and you can use the loot for upgrade pathways. Some things will unlock automatically as you just level up. Other things you gotta buy, like the mutations. Welcome back, Commander. Our group successfully secured the Iron Legion barracks of the Outer Rim. Have established it as our small base of operations. You may find me in the war room, Commander. Let me know when you're prepared and we can choose your next steps. Master Jurian at the Armamentarium would like to speak with you, Commander. It's recommended that you go and see what he needs. This is the mutation room, or the forgot what they called it. But here you add mutations or you change your loadout. The mutations are pretty much just like any RPG. You can upgrade your stats progressively. Give you a look at your armory. This is where your weapons will be held. That's your long range, and then on your left you got your hammer. I haven't gotten any of the new weapons yet. I just barely started the game, so I like to just see what it's like to start out in a game and not get too deep into it. Just a first look without any knowledge on the game. That way it's completely fresh for me and you. That way you can make a informed decision quickly on what it's like to start out in the game. I think a good game, if you can get into it within the first 30 minutes, then it's probably worth playing. Even if it doesn't have the perfect ending, it goes a long way to drawing you into a game if the first 30 minutes are intense and draw you in, whether it's the story or the gameplay. I don't think it's a sign of a good game when you have to play it for 3 hours to grow your enthusiasm. It should be there immediately. Otherwise, it's just more of a chore. So this is the second level. Also not that difficult. We try and do a little bit better job at the traps, but still don't quite know what we're doing, but we'll see how this one goes. Probably put that one in the wrong spot. That's alright though. If things go wrong, you just restart the level and do it again. Can be a little frustrating if you're kind of deep into it and you gotta restart the whole thing. But it's usually not too bad. Probably maybe a bit more frustrating when you're further into the game, if you have to restart. Ah, shit. This is our first death. And we lose this one pretty quickly. You failed. So we retry the game. Retry. Back into it. We try and set the traps up a little better this time. Create more of a funnel where they're forced to go through our traps. Just something you kind of learn over time. Your traps aren't going to be perfect when you first start out. Unless you're a tower defense, orcs must die professional. Kind of fun when you can get a big group just past the spikes and then knock them into the spikes and then they die. Pretty satisfying to do that. Soundtrack is pretty metal, which is good. Level done. Or no, this is only wave 1. There's 2 waves. So wave 1 done. Still on the same level. Wave 2. This has been Castle of Alchemists, a tower defense style game with RPG characteristics. Check out the game below via the link in the description. Throwing some more spike traps down. That's a big part of this game, though, is directing the flow of the enemy. Slowing them down a bit, because they can be very quick. It seems to work alright. Probably could have placed those ones at the end near the beginning instead. Missed opportunity there.
While these guys were extremely trained and clever, none of them had these mistakes
think we still pass this one, but we don't get a good score on it. One skull out of 4. Master Craftsmith. So as you do different levels, you'll unlock new characters in your home base. So by defeating that level, we unlocked the workshop. It also kind of has hints of Dungeon Keeper. The grid-based system where it's all flat. The art style is pretty good. For our first upgrade, we go with the health. HP upgrade. Looking at our map, we have a new location, Lava Passage. This is the first map where it's at least a little bit different. Would be cool if I could get something that shoots out of the wall and throws them in the lava. I'm sure there is something like that in the game. Not yet for me though. I'm not sure how you delete your traps once you place them. That's something I'd like to learn, or whether you can even do that. Most of these types of games you can sell off your traps, either for the same amount or a little bit less than what you paid for them. This round was a new type of enemy. These melee guys that are pretty quick. And then also these archer guys that are really annoying. Pretty easy to die on this level because there are just so many of them. This guy had snuck away, so we went to grab him. By the time we got back, there was already a whole bunch more waiting for us. And then they killed us. After you die, you gotta wait a few seconds to respawn. We let 6 through the portal, or the hallway, whatever you want to call it. Almost died there. I wish there was a bit more healing, but maybe I just hadn't used the healing yet. We lost that round. This time we lay the traps out a little bit different. Seems to be kind of a tricky level though. I'm not sure what the best course of action is. Maybe I could start the traps a little bit sooner. Not as much near those stairs. Could help. I don't know if later in the game they'll have the ability to destroy your traps or whether they're just indestructible. So far they haven't been able to destroy any of my traps. But I also don't see them trying to attack the traps. So it may just be that they are permanent. Really fun when you can get a group of them and whack them all at once. And if you've done your job well, then that'll be pretty easy. That one guy got me. Back into it. We rush over there to block them from exiting. We do alright, not too bad. Almost die. And we do die. Pretty tough when you got those archers or ranged combatants. Wave 1, done. We only have 15 slots for enemies to get through. We'll see how it goes. There's not a huge, crazy story in the game. It's more the gameplay is the main draw to the game. And that's alright. Not every game has to have a elaborate story. If your gameplay is good, then your story isn't as important. But I do think even if your gameplay is good, you can still benefit from putting some work into the story. It'll only enhance the game, not detract from it. But that's up to the producers or developers to make that decision. I guess it's a balance of how casual or more invested you want your players to be. A casual game, I probably wouldn't put as much emphasis on the story, so maybe this is just more of a casual game. But I guess Orcs Must Die is also kind of the same way, kind of a goofy scenario, but it still plays very well. Pretty sure this is a pretty low budget game, but it plays very well and I do recommend it. We lose that one. We decided to go check out the castle again, I think. Yeah, I think we retreat. Back at the castle, we take a look around one last time. Go check out the workshop, see if there's anything new. There's a new device. It's a ceiling dart trap. I think you just double click it and then it'll add to your little taskbar down below. No new items to exchange. Guess we're not far enough in the game. Also no new upgrades that we can add yet. But that's a look at the game. Pretty sweet game. If you're looking for a chill game just to pass the time and progress and master the art of tower defense, this is a great game to pick. Check it out. It's called Castle of Alchemists. Let me know what you thought of the video or the video game. And if you like this type of game or this analysis, go ahead and subscribe and check back. I play RPGs, indie games, and oddball games. Pretty much just stuff that's under the radar that people might miss and that people might enjoy, but also just games that aren't mainstream. Mainstream gaming is just kind of dumb and competitive. Every game is kind of the same. So I like to cover games that are a bit different, whether that's harkening back to the old school or creating something new entirely. This is a bit of a blend of both, combining tower defense and RPG and maybe a little bit of Diablo thrown in there with the isometric view or overhead view where you look down on the character. GlakoBlako out.